history with the ever on-campus city council debate. I just spoke with Louise Kale, who is the master of all things Old Campus, and she actually informed me that this used to be the room that housed the Virginia General Assembly at the beginning of the 18th century, so it has a long history of governmental discussions. Go ahead. I'm Valerie Hopkins, and I am your Student Assembly President.
And I'm Sarah Rojas, and I'm Chair of the Public Affairs Committee for the Senate. And the two of us will be facilitating the debate tonight. Everything will be put on YouTube later tonight, so for the students that couldn't get in or couldn't make it, everyone will be able to see it later tonight.
So, in order to preserve the integrity of this event, please refrain from any flash photography. Thank you. It seems like everyone got it all out of their system right before we began. So our goal tonight is to facilitate a discussion between the candidates about issues of student concern. We created a website where students could submit questions, and we've collected them from a very diverse array of students at the college. There will be a portion of questions directed at specific candidates, which are drawn mostly from their responses to the questionnaire that they submitted to us earlier this week.
At this time, we want to outline the debate format and get some ground rules set. First, we'd like to ask the audience to please refrain from applause or any kind of interruption. At the end of the debate, we will have questions from the audience that will open up to the floor. And then the portions of the debate are they're going to start out with general questions for all the candidates, then questions addressed to specific candidates. From there, the candidates will ask each other questions, and again, the audience will be able to ask questions, and then we will have closing remarks from the candidates.
We'll give time signals for you in the following way. For 2 minutes, questions, you'll see a lovely 1 minute sign, followed by a 30-second sign, followed by a red sign to stop. And we're keeping time up in the front with our trusty timekeeper. So without further ado,
let's meet the candidates. If you could each take no more than 1 minute, kind of give a quick bio and why you're running for council and how that applies to the students.
So we're going to start. Yeah, we will start with you, Mr. Wehle. Just to clarify, whenever a candidate came in, they drew slots for the seats they would take. So this is all random positioning. So, sorry. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Is that good? Okay. I'm Terence Wehle. I've lived in Williamsburg since 1975. I graduated from William & Mary. I'm a real estate broker and software developer. I'm an entrepreneur. I understand what it means to work through regulations and to compete in the free market. My philosophy is that government governs best, which governs least. I have been blessed by Williamsburg. It is here that I was privileged to raise my family. My grandson lives here. I want to help keep the qualities of this town for you and for those who come after us. The pressures for economic advantage, the pressures to compete with surrounding localities, the pressures for development, these pressures leave us vulnerable to losing our way. Growth is not bad, but it must be restrained with a clear goal and direction. We must keep what is good and plan for better, and always with an appreciation for unintended consequences. We must preserve the character and charm of our city. That is why I'm running, and that is why I need your vote, and my entire platform is on twforcouncil.com.
Thank you, Mr. Wehle. Mr. Haulman?
My name is Clyde Haulman, professor of economics here at the college, and I see enough former students that if I start jumping up and doing supply and demand curves, but I've been at the college since 1969. I've served as Dean of Undergraduate Studies, Assistant to the President, Chair of the Economics Department, Chair of the Music Department, Fulbright Scholar in China in 1985-86, and Hong Kong in 1994-95. I served on City Council for 8 years. I'm very involved in the community. Currently on the Big Brothers Big Sisters board. I'm finance chair for Leadership Historic Triangle, and I'm getting a 30-second sign. So, I think the most important issue facing the city is preserving and protecting those characteristics that we all value. We all came here either to the college or the community because it attracted us for a variety of reasons. And the most important thing, and I think the question we always have to ask in any public policy debate is, how does it influence those characteristics that brought us here in the first place?
Thank you.
Well, they said it was random, but I wound up in the middle. Right? Makes you wonder. The most interesting thing of all to me about living in Williamsburg and this election in particular is the way everybody in this town is connected. I know most of the people up here, that most of them know me through various and sundry connections. The really most interesting thing is that every single one of us has a connection to the college. And it is not a trivial connection. They are all real connections. So let me talk a little bit about my own connections to the college. I was an assistant dean of admissions at the college when we first came to Williamsburg. I worked with the Rita Welsh Adult Skills Program. When I was director of the Adult Skills when I was the director of Old Town Medical Center, I worked with SHARP students, I worked with volunteers at the clinic, mostly pre-med students, and I worked with the Network for Latino People, which was very instrumental in helping the clinic with the Hispanic population in Williamsburg. Right now, I've retired from Old Town. I'm volunteering at Gwen Library, where I'm transcribing the Jefferson letters, which is absolutely fascinating. And my husband is on the back. I have many other connections in Williamsburg, and I'm going to run out of time. I am running because I think we need to make these connections fit together.
Thank you, Ms. Knudson. Mr. Beato?
Thank you, Valerie. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Matt Beato. I'm a junior here at the College of William & Mary. I've had the privilege of serving those of you who are students as chairman of the Student Assembly Senate. I've also had the privilege of serving the city of Williamsburg as a representative to the Colonial Soil and Water Conservation District. And I'm looking to serve the city of Williamsburg again as a member of City Council. Because I am a student, there are two things I wanted to address first. First, I'd like to address myself. I haven't just been debating student issues. This is not the only debate I'll go to. I've answered questionnaires, as we all have, from the Chamber of Tourism Alliance, from both newspapers in the area. We're going to the hoteliers debate. I've been meeting with area business leaders and just knocking on random residents' doors to get a full sense of what goes on in this city that I call home. Second of all, I'd like to address one other point. The issues we talk about here tonight will be more student-oriented, but they're not just student issues. The issues we talk about here tonight affect everyone, and that's why I'm glad to see so many students and non-students in the audience here tonight. So thank you, everybody.
1 minute exactly.
Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Hopkins, Ms. Rojas. I'm Paul Freiling. First came to Williamsburg in 1979 when I came to the College of William & Mary. I've lived here since. Most recently, I've served the past 4 years on the Williamsburg City Council. I've filled a number of other municipal on boards and commissions through the Architectural Review Board, Regional Issues Committee, Beautification Advisory Committee, and through a number of other opportunities, I've gained what I think is a pretty well-rounded picture of this community. Fortunately, we're getting more of an opportunity to do in this current election is gain more of the perspective of what are the issues that students care about most, and this forum should be another great chance for that. One thing I'd really like to point out, though, is that my last check, Matt had about 550 people in his Facebook group, and I only have 26, and it's killing me. So if any of you are at all interested, Friends of Paul Freiling for City Council, check it out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Freiling. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Granger.
Hi, I'm Gil Granger, and I'm running for City Council. I've lived in Williamsburg since 1953 when I came to the College of William & Mary as a freshman. As a junior, I met my wife, my future wife. We got married in Wren Chapel. I graduated in 57, she graduated in 59, both on time or a little early. I love Williamsburg. I love everything about Williamsburg. I have 3 children who've grown up here in Williamsburg, 7 grandchildren. I live on Harrison Avenue. Harrison Avenue, as you may know, is a street that runs into the College of William & Mary. And it's a street where a lot of students live, a lot of non-students. I've lived there since 1972. I moved there because I liked being near the college. I walked to all the football games. I walked to some of the basketball games, but I go to all of them usually. I drive there. Okay, time's up. Thank you very much.
You can, please, everyone, finish your thought, finish your sentence. We don't mean to cut you right off.
All right, thank you. Well, we'll begin with the first round of questions. These are for all the candidates, and we ask that you please respond in 2 minutes. We'll start with the first question with you, Mr. Wehle. But if we could each go down the